everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeline from Knitting House Square, and today I have a knitting bag video for you. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made the official Fringe field bag. So these are two bags that I've sewn myself, and if you're familiar with knitting bags, you probably realize these resemble a really popular bag that was previously made. So here I have my original Fringe field bag, and these are probably some of the most popular knitting or crochet bags for years. And what they are is they're just made in the USA bags. They have a leather strap and then a drawstring at the top. They were sold by Fringe Supply Company, but Fringe Supply Company closed in 2020, so these bags aren't for sale anymore. You really can't get one unless you pay a lot of money for one on eBay. So what they have done is they partnered up with Grainline Studio, which is a pattern making company. And so now you can buy an official pattern to make the Fringe field bag, and you can also buy the full kit. So what I've done in this video is I've gone ahead and purchased the full pattern and the kit, and then I also did one where I didn't use the full kit. And I'm gonna be showing you just my thoughts along the way. So I actually think, just giving you a sneak preview, that my bag turned out almost identical to the original one. Anyone who's familiar with what they look like when you first buy them in store, I would say this looks basically identical. I am really happy with how it turned out. It has the same drawstring top. This is the exact canvas that they made the original Fringe field bags out of. You have options now, so you can get either a leather or I believe it's a cotton webbing strap. They're the two options. And then again, inside they give you all the supplies, so you can add the grommets and the pockets and everything inside. So I am really excited to take you along on my journey making these two right here. So along the way, I'm just gonna be giving you kind of my thoughts and tips and what I'm thinking of the pattern as I go along. An important thing to mention is definitely the price of these. So the original Fringe field bag retailed for $65. The kit itself is quite pricey. So I got the kit with the paper pattern, and after shipping that cost me $51. And then in addition to that, you also need thread, you need denim sewing needles, and you also need a grommet setter if you don't have one. So it definitely adds up in price to basically be equivalent to purchasing one when they were for sale. So these are quite pricey items, but I just thought it'd be fun to do a review of these on my channel in case you are like me and really enjoyed using your original Fringe field bag. So let's jump into it. So here in front of me, I have my two different versions of the kit. This one over here on the left is the kit I attempted to create on my own. And then over here on the right is the actual one that I ordered from Grainline Studio. I haven't opened it yet, so you're gonna see me unbox it in just 1 second. And the first thing I'm kind of curious about is how do my materials compare? So this one should have some of the actual canvas that was used on the original field bags in it. So I'm pretty excited for that. I tried to pick a similar color here. I do know this one's gonna be a little bit thinner, but I think they'll both turn out cute, and I'm curious to see what happens here. So first, let's open this one up. Okay, so far it comes in a really nice cloth bag. Okay, so here's everything that came in that pouch. So first up, I have the paper pattern, and I decided to order the paper one because I was really curious to see how it would look. Next up, I have some of the cord, and let's see if it tells me what it is. So this says it's 2 yards of 5/32 inch circumference, 100% cotton braided cording. So actually I kind of lucked out because this one is also 5/32, so that's really lucky. And then I should have grommets. So it comes with the grommets, but it doesn't come with the round punch or the grommet setter. I have a piece of leather, and I chose the leather for the strap. And then I should have the canvas. And in this note that they include with the pattern, I'll put it up on the screen here so you can see it real quick. Basically what it says is that they cut these panels when they were actually producing the bag, so they're already going to be cut to size is what I think. Yeah, so mine already has holes in it and everything. So I think the last step that I have to do here is just sew it together. I'm not quite sure. It definitely tells me not to wash it, so I'll be sure to not do that. So that is interesting there. I didn't realize it was gonna come already cut out like that. I'm actually gonna, I was thinking of skipping the grommets, but now that there's already holes in the fabric, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. So I'm gonna need to ask my dad if he is a grommet setter. Because now that there's holes in it, there's not really much I can do. I have to put the grommets in. So I'll just flip through it real quick just so you can't actually see much of it, but it's a really nice paper pattern, and then inside they have the actual tracing sheets there. So a really nice high quality looking pattern. So just to show you the other supplies here that I'm using real quick to actually complete this kit is first it tells you need denim sewing needles. So I bought a pack of denim sewing needles. These ones I think cost me about $5. And then I needed some thread and I just picked a color that would coordinate somewhat well. So that was about $3. So in total, this cost me $50 with shipping plus $3, so $58 for this create your own kit. And I'm gonna have to see if I can find someone, hopefully my dad has one, with a grommet setter. So as I'm sewing along here, you can see one common thing is that I always have my screen going with YouTube playing in the corner. And what that is Grainline Studio actually made a full set of YouTube tutorials for how to sew this bag that go along with the pattern. So that way it's kind of like a visual guide, even more so than the printed pattern, which I thought was great. I watched every video all the way through, probably multiple times as well, once you incorporate in the multiple bags I made. I thought these videos were great. I'll be sure to link them down below in the description box if you're curious about them. So one added bonus of the kit that you purchased from Grainline is that all the pieces are already cut out for you, which I didn't really know in advance, but it worked out well. So once all the pieces are cut out, I still ended up cutting out the pattern just in case I needed it, but I basically just then followed along with the video tutorials. Now here you will see too, I did end up having to put the grommets in. So I wasn't able to go over to my dad's house to check for these quite yet. So what I ended up doing is just kind of scouring the whole house until I found something that could substitute in for a grommet setter. Wouldn't really recommend this technique because they don't turn out perfectly at all, but they do turn out pretty good. They looked fine from the front, so I was fine with how they looked. You can see what they look like here. Pretty good. Not mad at it, and it's also on the inside of the bag, so I'm not too worried about it. Threading the cord through was definitely my least favorite part of making this bag, just because it's so tedious, but I was just so excited to see what the final bag looked like that it was worth it completely. Now for my second version of the bag, these are all things that I just kind of either had or just picked up. So first up, I just have a thing of cord, cable cord, 5/32. There's definitely 2 yards left in here, so this was technically free because I already had it, but I think I bought it from Joann's. It was probably around like $6 or $7. This piece of cotton webbing was, I want to say I paid like 82 cents for this or something like that. Bought 12 inches of it. And then I paid a little bit up for my fabric just because I love this color and I thought it matched the original field bag colorway that I bought. So this one is by Ruby Star Society. I bought it from my local sewing shop, Burn Sewing. I'll link to their shop below if you're curious about it. They don't have an online store, but they're really good if you call up and ask for things. So if you're looking for this specific fabric or one of the different colorways, I'll leave their link down below. But I bought 0.9 yards of this fabric and that was exactly how much they had left over, so I was really excited. Then again, to make this one, I'm gonna be using my same sewing thread I bought for my other bag and my same denim sewing needles. So for this set, this was 6, 7, plus 13, 20, 23, 28, $28. So here for the second bag, I really fast forwarded through most of this because a lot of the sewing is just a repeat of the first bag. So for this one, I did cut out all the different pattern pieces and assemble everything together. I also added in the grommet holes. That way I could use the last 2 grommets that were left over from the original kit, just so I could fully utilize all of that. But really the sewing went exactly the same way as the original bag. I didn't have any problems cutting out the pieces or putting them together in any way. So there is this one step in the instructions and in the video online where she uses this tool called a point press to iron down one of the seams, iron it open. So I definitely do not own one of these, and I wasn't quite sure how I was gonna manage this one. But what I found that works pretty well is I have one of like the arm attachments on my ironing board. So I'm pretty sure this is for sleeves. So if I just slide the bag on this way, and then flatten these a bit, it kind of gives the same effect as this point press. So if you have one of these, you might be able to use that as a substitute. So here are my two finished bags, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. So first, let me start by talking about the actual kit. So this one, as I mentioned in the intro, it really does look exactly like my original field bag when I first bought it. So over time, this strap will age and it'll turn into this color and become a lot softer. You can see I have pins all over this one. On the inside, the grommets and everything like that really do look exactly like the original. On this one though, I did realize that I should have sewn up a little bit higher on each of these side seams, but all in all, I'd say the sewing is really quite good. Then for this one, if I take the stuffing that I currently have out of it, it does have a much more relaxed feel to it, and it's just because of the stiffness of the fabric, right? So this one is a thicker canvas, whereas this one is just a woven cotton fabric, I believe. So this one, I put 2 grommets on the inside, and again, this one, I actually had more trouble sewing the bottom on and catching all the layers, but after a few tries, I was able to get it successfully. I'm also really happy with how I lined up those side seams. I think that looks adorable. So that way the pockets are also lined up inside. One difference that I forgot to mention when I was filming that outro was the difference in the cords. So this woven cord that comes in the actual kit works out a lot better than just the cord that I was using. This is a twisted cord, and as you can see, it really begins to unravel, and it's just not quite as sturdy or durable. So if you can find some of this actual woven cord and you're making this bag, I would recommend whatever they used here, much higher quality. So all in all, I'd say this is a really fun activity. I would say it's definitely worth the splurge if you do enjoy your current field bag and if you're familiar with these bags. If you're just looking for a regular smaller yarn bag that you're only going to use every once in a while, I probably wouldn't make this investment just because they are pricier, and you can find just regular canvas drawstring bags for a lot cheaper price point. All in all, I really enjoyed making these bags, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. That way you stay up to date on all my future videos.